Beat of the month. Beat of the month. Gotta have me my beat of the month. Beat of the month. Beat of the month. Gotta have me my beat of the month.
The Game Boy, the Xbox, the PlayStation 4. I gotta press pause cause your mom's at my door.
Beat of the month. Beat of the month. Gotta have me my beat of the month.
We game all month, give out points and sorts. Better look out, it's another Switch port.
Beat of the month. Beat of the month. Gotta have me my beat of the month. Beat of the month.
Everyone to another
Beat of the
episode of the
Gotta
Beat of the
have
Month
me.
podcast. This is episode 12, and we are doing our Beat of the Year. This is going to be a rundown of all the games, our favorite games that we played in 2020, not necessarily that came out in 2020, but that we played in 2020. My name is Brian. I am here with Darkside,
Hey.
Melbro,
Yo.
Spiral,
Hello.
Moose,
Yo.
Bash,
Yep.
Emil,
Hello.
and Muff.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
All right. So, Darkside, why don't you kick things off and run down the games you played in the month of December? So, when we're going through our games we played in December, not necessarily any specific theme. They didn't necessarily come out in 2020. But Darkside, just kick things off. What'd you play in December?
I didn't play too much in December. I played a lot of multiplayer. I played some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with Moose and Muff. Everybody knows what Call of Duty is, so we played online, shot some bitches, got shot by bitches. You know how it be.
Mm-hmm.
You try the campaign out?
A little bit, but I haven't really got into it too much. Just like the first couple levels, and then I got bored. But it seems good. What else? Played some Way Out with Muff this month.
Yeah.
Check out our Way Out deep dive for details on that. Also played some Worms Rumble with Bash and Muff. It was alright.
Yeah.
Tell me
that's-
about that game.
Yeah, that's not like the other Worms games, right?
No, it's like a side-scroller, twin-stick shooter type game. There's like 32 people, and you just shoot each other up, and last man standing wins.
Didn't you say it was like the Smash Brothers killer or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's just because it's better than Smash Brothers.
Brian's not smiling.
It's missed.
I can't acknowledge all the bullshit Darkside spews out, so I'll just ignore half of it.
No,
it was not what I was expecting, but it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I only played it that one time, and I haven't picked it up since. So, what else? Also, dude, bro, I played some Swim Sanity,
Oh
Swim Sanity,
Muff.
baby.
Spiral, and Rival.
Rival.
That was fun. That was kind of like Life Force, but a little
Yeah.
shittier and 4-player co-op. That's all I
Wait,
gotta say
like
on
Life
that.
Force, like Gradius, like the side-scrolling plane shooter?
Yeah, Life Force.
Konami's Life Force, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Really fucking hard. I didn't like it.
Oh
But it was fun with people.
Yeah, that's what made it fun. I agree. But yeah, it was tricky.
Yeah.
Like a
Fucking
multiplayer, like Gradius type game, or I never heard of this one.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's fairly new, but it's not that great. It's got a
It
dumb
was
title.
free on
Spiral's
Xbox
bad at it, so I mean.
Games with gold.
That's pretty shitty. Yeah, you're right.
I've played worse, but it was, I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, it was just that one time thing. Last dude, bro, I did was some Fall Guys with Muff. It's Fall Guys. We all know what it is.
Mhm.
It's one of the games of the year. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it is a game that came out this year. You're right.
Yeah.
Correct. Was that season 3 or still season 2?
I think 3.
Season 3, yeah, because it was all fucking snowy and shit.
Snowman, elves,
Oh.
and
Is it
Yeah.
like
Fun-
Christmas
fun
theme
new
or
levels,
is it?
though.
It was just like winter themed because
theme?
like
Okay.
I got snowman bottoms, but it looked like I was wearing a diaper. So that was fun. I got the new PlayStation system, the sought after this holiday season,
Mhm.
and so I played a little bit of that. The PlayStation Vita is what I'm talking about, not the PlayStation 5.
And why did you buy that?
because I don't have it, and I wanted something in my hand while I'm waiting for other games to load up. While I don't have a PlayStation 5.
But you have a Switch, bro.
Yeah, but it's over there, and it doesn't really have anything good on it I want to play.
You couldn't just hold your dick like everybody else. You had to hold something else.
That's what patch is for.
Oh, patch.
Oh,
Yeah, two
your
hands to
dick
that.
or what?
So I played a bunch of Vita games, Luminous and fucking Plants vs Zombies. I've been playing that like crazy.
Oh yeah, good game.
I'll platinum that before the month is over. Maybe in early January. Who knows?
How'd you like the Luminous game, Darkseid?
Oh, it was fun. It's like every other Luminous game. It's like playing Tetris over and over again. It's you're not really playing anything new, but it's fun, and you always have fun playing it.
Yeah, the only thing different I remember is that you can like charge up some kind of special meter by tapping the back of the system, which I thought was pretty goofy and annoying to have to do, but otherwise I really liked it.
Yeah. I also played very briefly Unit 13, which is like a third-person shooter. It was a launch Vita title. It was okay, I didn't expect to, be blown away by any of these games. I just figured I wanted it, and so I got it. I played some other shitty Vita games, but nothing really worth mentioning. But I did play a game and finished it today, actually, that I really enjoyed, Donut County. Donut County was pretty awesome. It was not anything special. I just really enjoyed playing it.
Easy
any of you guys
platinum.
played it before?
What are you doing it now?
No.
I beat it the first time I played it like an hour. It took like 2 hours to beat, actually.
Yeah, I played it as well.
Yeah, same here. Just one sitting. It was like one and done. But basically, the premise of the game is there's this fucking raccoon that runs a donut shop, and people order donuts from him. But instead of sending them donuts, he sends them holes that devour the world and suck them into a pit. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes more sense when you actually see the game, but yeah, it still doesn't make any fucking sense.
And it's very funny. The raccoon, pretty much denies and tries to play everything off like it's everybody else's fault. Like, oh, you got sucked into a hole. How's that my fault? You ordered the donuts. It's like, you didn't send me fucking donuts. You sent me a hole, But,
You had to be there.
yeah,
Yeah, sounds like it, right?
but it's fun. That's
Kind of
pretty much it.
Katamari Damacy kind of.
Yes. Yeah,
And I
very
had heard-
Katamari Damacy.
I had heard that, and maybe that's what set my expectations up too high. I didn't think it was that great. It seemed like there was no strategy to what you were doing. There was very little gameplay to what you were doing. You're just kind of moving the hole around to get things to fall in it, and then that's about it. So
Yeah, that's
Katamari
pretty
at
much
least
it.
has where you've got to remember oh yeah, there was a specific size that I can roll up to get bigger and things, and you can't roll things that are too big. So I don't know. I thought it was okay at best.
Yeah, I mean, minimum strategy is the hole gets bigger the more things you put in there, right, Muff? Ayo. But so I mean, you have to put things in there in a certain order. But other than that, there's really no strategy. But that's all I played for December.
All right, cool. Melbro, you want to run down what you played in December?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, shout out to my boy Rob, man, for hooking me up with the PS5.
Thank you,
What up,
Rob.
Rob? What up? What up?
Rob.
What's going on?
Don't worry
Rob?
about me, Rob. I'm okay.
Muff want to get that red card discount, right?
Yeah.
What's red card discount?
Or you wanted to get some credit card discount. Anyway. It's neither here nor there.
So yeah, I just got the PS5 this month, so I dived into Astro's Playroom, and that was an incredible game. I know a few of you others on here played it as well, but to summarize it, I feel like it's the most Nintendo game I've played on a non-Nintendo console. That's what I would say about that game in summary. It feels like a Nintendo game, actually. It's a compliment to Nintendo.
Oh, it's a compliment. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good game, man. It's
Wrong
Nintendo.
podcast.
Wrong podcast. Nintendo being known as the king of the platformer. This was, Astro's Playroom was like a platformer. It's it's mostly like a celebration of PlayStation in a way. So you control Astro, you go around and you find different PlayStation memorabilia, and there's so many like hidden Easter eggs in the game too. Like when you look at little characters acting out scenes from different games like Ape Escape and other games. I thought that was pretty cool. Just finding all those little Easter eggs around the game. But music is incredible. You know how I feel about good music in games. So yeah, I enjoyed that from start to finish. It really showcased off the new PS5 controller too. So I thought that was pretty dope.
What'd you think of the controls when you jumped into that like robot suit with the springiness? You had to like lean the controller to
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that
as much. I like the feel of the controller and the way it kind of vibrated and stuff. But,
yeah, the controller feels good in your hands. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that, but that part of the game I did not like.
You know what I don't like,
half
man?
The game too.
Yeah. You know what I don't like though? Like any parts where I have to blow into the controller.
That wasn't fun either. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm in the room, my wife, kind of on the side reading a book, and she's just looking at me like I'm a fucking idiot blowing into the controller.
Yeah.
See, now my experience with Moose and Melvin is they like blowing when I'm around.
Yeah, but you weren't around, so it wasn't.
That's
fun.
right. So
Yeah, Melvin's
that's bullshit.
Like, where's Darkseid? Where's Darkseid?
Yeah. Everyone would have been cool if I was around getting blown.
Hung like a PS5 controller, are you?
Huh?
It takes more than one set of hands to hold Darkseid, though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it now a little bit too, because I played Astro's Playroom as well. I mean, seconding what you said, Melvin, that's like Sony's greatest love letter to themselves that they've ever done. Like, they tried to do it with like their fighting game to mimic it like Smash, and it just fell flat. Like, there was no Crash, there was no like other big iconic, like what you would consider PlayStation characters. But this, because it just had all those little Easter eggs spread around, and there was like some really obscure references too, like Vib Ribbon. Like,
yeah, I think there was a couple I didn't get. I didn't know what they were from.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I thought it was an amazing game.
It was cool. Yeah, I mean, I agree with it. Like, it was a cool experience, but I just didn't like the controls on that with that one suit.
Really, all the gimmicks I didn't think were great. Like when you're climbing with the monkey, I mean, it was okay, and when you're rolling around with the ball, it was okay. But really, I like the standard platforming more.
Yeah, me too.
And those gimmicks was like half the game. But I mean, I still like. For a free game, I mean, when you think about 1-2 Switch, they charge $50.
Trash.
And that's like
straight
much,
trash.
much less enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, for a free game, I thought it was really.
I mean,
cool.
this is on par with almost like Wii Sports type quality.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the best free game since Wii Sports, right?
Wii Sports was fun.
Yeah, Wii Sports was awesome. I mean, everybody loved Wii Sports.
But
nobody bought anything else for the Wii, so the Wii U flopped because of it.
Nintendo Land had its moments, but yeah, it was not.
Ain't nobody talking about Nintendo Land.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely an enjoyable game. I definitely recommend anybody play it. Obviously it's free, so check it out. It really showcases the new DualSense controller, shows you its power. And the other game that I played, man, another banger. I come in here every month with like a new game that I'm crazy about. Hades, man. Oh my goodness, where do I start with this fucking amazing game? Oh, dude, this
Hades board the hype train.
Yeah, man, the hype train, man. So Hades is it's a roguelike game where you control this guy, trying to escape from hell. He's the son of Hades, and it's like just so dope, man. Like I've never seen a roguelike game be able to tell a story that like continues over death. Most roguelike games, you kind of play through the same cutscenes, you hear the same dialogue every time, but like every single time you die, like the dialogue, they switch it and it just gets like you learn more and more. You actually look forward to death in a way. It doesn't make like dying feel like a pain because like you learn so much more when you die. Just about the game. And then like they like throw a lot of twists in there too. Like even like when you maybe on like your 20th run, you would go to face the first boss again, but it'll be a whole different boss. It's just like, it always keeps you on your toes, man. It's so dope from start to finish. Back me up here, Wally. What's good, man?
Yeah, it kind of gives you like, there's like an actual reason why you're like dying and starting over again and over again. And it kind of like just builds up like the tension of like what's going on,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
did any of you guys beat it yet?
I think I might beat it tonight. I'm close. I'm
Bash
having
beat
a really
it.
good run. Yeah, Bash beat it.
Yeah. What try are you on?
38 right now.
38. Yeah.
Bash beat it on what? 51 or something?
51. Yeah.
And the thing
And
is,
that
like
was
they do a really good job too. So like there's different weapons that you can have in the game, and there's like so many different builds that you can put together and so many customizations you can put together. No single run will feel the same. And they have like incentives for you to use different weapons. Like if you use a certain weapon, you get more I guess more darkness points to upgrade and do stuff in each run. And it's like they really thought through every single thing. They make you play with all these different weapons. Like every single run, you'll get different perks, and it'll feel so different every single playthrough. It's crazy, man. You guys have to play this game.
I'm good.
What system is it
Grindstone?
on?
It's on PC and Switch.
It doesn't sound like I'm gonna play it.
Nope.
You're missing out, man. Definitely,
Just-
indie one of the best indies games I've ever played.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised
just
it's not
find-
on all consoles. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, I heard a little bit too where like the team, I guess, didn't have the other systems in mind when they made it, so it would not be easy for them to port, which seems hard to believe, but that's what I've heard for why it's not.
It ain't high tech. Yeah, I don't know why they. Yeah.
Yeah, they need the power of the Switch, man. But yeah, that's all that I played this month outside of A Way Out. You know, go definitely check out our last podcast for the breakdown of that.
Spiral, you want to tell us what you played in December?
Very, very little for me in December. I did play a lot of games that we'll probably talk about later or in January, but games that I just finished, it was just Swim Sanity. Just to do bro points for Swim Sanity. Just to back up what Dark Side and Muff are saying, it's the side-scrolling shooter, twin stick, but it's really, really fucking hard. Holy shit. So I can't imagine playing it with just one player. Like, it seemed impossible. I don't know how you could like get past the first 5 minutes of the game just playing it by yourself. It's really, really brutal, and there's no saving mechanism. So basically, when you're scrolling through the game, one of your party has to stay alive, and then you get to a point where you hit a checkpoint, and your other party guys can spawn. But when you're all dead, the game's over. You got to start from the very beginning, and some of these levels are pretty fucking long. I'd say like there are certain areas where you have to stop and fight like 35 enemies, and you have a countdown meter that shows you how many are left. And then you get to the final boss encounter, which are pretty tricky. And it really fucking sucks when you got to like 50 minutes of this game where one guy's got to make it through to the checkpoint, and he makes it barely, and you all revive. Then you get to the final boss, and you all die. And you got to start the level at the very beginning again.
Jeez.
So it was very cruelly difficult. But I had a lot of fun playing it. That was a fun, like, 3 or 4 hours we spent on that like a Saturday afternoon. Muff said, let's play something. And Dark Side was on. We got on some Sanity. We were having difficulty. And then your good friend Rival, Brian, joined us. And we really started humming along there. We started getting a lot further in the game. It was definitely a lot of fun. It was a free download for me on Xbox. It was a Games with Gold download. So got it for free. I probably will never play it again, but it was pretty interesting. I could see maybe one boring afternoon for the next pandemic. Maybe we'll play it. But
the next pandemic.
Maybe next time.
But I don't think I'd ever play it again, and definitely not one player. You're gonna need at least 3 or 4 people to play this game.
Well, that being said, Rival and his girlfriend actually did much better, just the two of them, than the 3-4 of us. So whatever that says about us or them.
They play on their own.
Yeah, just the two of them.
Couch co-op, yeah. Shout out to Rival. He listens to the podcast.
What's up, Rival? The other thing I played was from the last podcast. I finished up The Witcher 2. I platinumed it. I'm not sure what the Xbox vernacular would be for getting 100% achievements, but I got all the achievements in that game. I know CD Projekt Red is in the news right now, but I would say that they did really give The Witcher 2. I'm not sure about their other games. I'm looking forward to playing The Witcher 3, and maybe down the line, a couple years from now, when all the bugs are fixed, maybe Cyberpunk.
You got your Series X though, right?
I did.
It plays well on Series X, I hear.
I heard that too. But
maybe don't hold out as long as you think about holding it.
That
I think I'm
motherfucker's
gonna-
buggy.
When they get the next gen patch, it'll be. I'm sure. I'm like 90% sure it'll be all worked out by the time they do that, because I don't see them launching it on next gen and not having it all fixed.
Yeah, I don't think they would
At
do
this
that
point,
either.
with all the backlash that they had.
Yeah, and as Muff said, I did get the Series X. I've been playing that a lot. I'll talk about that later in the podcast, but it's been a cool experience. It's the first next gen system I've got within the first month of release, so it's been fun. That's it for me.
All right, Moose, you want to talk about what you played in December?
Yeah, so I played 3 games. Astro Bot Playroom? Is that what it's called?
I think
played
just
that-
Astro's Playroom for that one.
Astro Boy Playroom. I beat that game, and it was all right. It was fun. It was free. I think when we talked about like next gen consoles, I said I wouldn't play that game even though it was free, but I backed up on that and played it because Melvin said you should go ahead and play it.
You
So I
regret it?
did. No, I don't regret it, but I'm not gonna platinum it. The other 2 games I played, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That game I played it through Game Pass through the EA Play. I beat it. It's a pretty good game. It's kind of what you'd expect out of a Star Wars game. But the only thing that kind of surprised me was there was a lot of parkour in that game. You're constantly doing like parkour to get from one place to another, like pretty much the entire game. So it was like half platformer, half like hack and slash. Pretty good game. The last game I played, which I platinumed, was Spider-Man Remastered, the 2018 Spider-Man game. First time I played it, I got a PS5, so I wanted to play that game. That's one of the reasons why I got a PS5. It was a great game. I had a lot of bugs in that game. It crashed my system like 5 times, and I think there was like, I don't know, 8 other bugs or something that happened in the game that didn't crash it, but it was kind of unenjoyable at certain points. But I looked past it because I don't know if it's a new console thing or it's just something with that game specifically on the PS5. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good experience.
Should I play that game, Moose, or no?
I think you should, and I think you'd probably like it. I don't know. If you don't care about Spider-Man, you might not like it. I mean, because you're Spider-Man the whole time.
The correct
don't
answer
really
is,
care
Brian,
for Spider-Man.
don't play that game. You wouldn't do well in it, and then he'll want to play it.
Too hard for Brian.
Yeah, Brian can't handle games like that.
I mean, I bought it. I've bought it twice
PS4
so
is played
far,
fine.
so-
I'm sure it has something to do with it being ported to PS5, but I mean, it's remastered for the PS5, so it kind of confuses me why it didn't run perfectly.
Gotta hit that launch window.
Yeah.
Moose, for Jedi Fallen Order, I played that last year a little bit, and I'm not a big fan of the Demon Souls or Dark Souls type controls.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
So I played a little bit of Dark Souls and I played some of Sekiro, and those games are like notoriously hard, like difficult. This game wasn't nearly on the same level. I know it had some of the same mechanics with like a stamina bar that would run out and stuff, but it was way easier than those games. So it was like one of those games on easy or something. So it wasn't too bad.
What are Dark Souls type controls?
There's like stamina meters, and you basically get punished for any mistake you make in the game. You get
pretty much.
You get killed really easily in those games, and you have to run back and find your corpse to get your experience points back. And you had to do that in Fallen Order too, but it just didn't seem as grueling.
Yeah, basically every action you take takes up stamina. You're going to run, stamina goes down. You get a block, takes up stamina. You hit, takes stamina.
Yeah.
Not a bad concept.
It's a good game. I mean, it was. I wouldn't have bought it. I don't think I would have anyway, because I don't like the main character. He's that one ginger actor.
That's
Muff.
Muff
and Brian.
Well, I'm in no ginger.
It kind of looks like Muff and Brian combined,
So there's a supermodel, a male supermodel in the game?
A ginger supermodel.
You played the Joker on Gotham or whatever. That's
Yeah,
a
he played the
Jerome
Joker.
quote.
Yeah, Jerome. Like he wasn't officially the Joker, right?
Yeah.
Shameless
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
on
he was on
Shameless.
that show too.
He's a good actor.
hmm
Yeah.
He listens to the podcast, man.
Well, you better listen up, man. He's got to, dye his hair blonde or something.
He's the next Lindsay Lohan.
Stupid.
That's all I played.
Muff loved it.
There we go.
All right, Bash, what'd you play in December?
Yeah, I looking in the group chat, and you said you never received your copy of Panzer Dragoon remake, and I decided
I just did.
yeah,
Actually,
and you did, and then I when you said that, I was like, I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna give it a shot, and yeah, it ain't too bad. It kind of plays like Star Fox almost, except you kind of like turn 90 degrees. Like the controls are not good, but you get used to them after a while. I didn't beat it, but it's kind of, I don't know, man. I gotta mess with the sensitivity controls and stuff, but it's actually it's pretty fun after you get used to it. It kind of like takes place like 100,000 years in the future or something. I don't really understand the plot of it, but yeah, you're just like flying on the back of a dragon, and you have like you hold down the fire button and you like pass your crosshair over multiple targets, and you can like fire off like a homing attack that way, or you also have like a manual rapid fire gun. And yeah, I didn't beat it. I don't know if I can beat it because it's like an old school difficulty, not like trying to be difficult like Dark Souls, where you actually have to like get extra lives to go on. So like if you play it, you aren't guaranteed to beat it because you actually got to get like lives and stuff.
Yeah,
Is this a game that they should have remade, or?
I mean, it's
Is it
a
a
classic
remake?
series.
What is it exactly? Is it a remake, a reboot, or just a new game entirely, or what is it?
It's a remake
Straight up remake, yeah.
from the Sega Saturn game. And the
Yeah,
first game on Sega Saturn was very difficult. So I was wondering if they had toned down the difficulty for the remake, but it sounds like they did not.
I need to mess with the controls a little bit more. They give you a lot of options, like for like moving your crosshair, and yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it another shot, but yeah, it was fun overall. But and I also played another game that I will get into in our future categories for Game of the Year, blah blah blah. That's all I got.
All right.
All right.
Hades, baby. Hades, baby.
No, there's something else I have to bring up in another category later on.
No,
And with
I'm-
Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon got a lot of shit when it first came out because it was like it played really poorly, and then they patched it. So if anybody was interested in that game but heard that it was like really shitty, I did hear that they fixed a lot of that stuff, and that's why my
Yeah,
physical copy took so long to get to me, because they delayed shipping it so they could put the patch on the cart, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, it took forever for me to get it.
Some
Yeah,
games
it-
probably just shouldn't be remade, man. Like Shaq Fu remastered.
It's a fun
What's
game,
wrong with
actually.
Shafu?
Man, imagine if all game developers released games that weren't broken. Wouldn't that be something?
I know Nintendo's the only one that doesn't do that, right, Darkseid?
No, they just charge $60 for an HD port. Fucking
I'm thinking
ridiculous.
Panzer Dragoon, like it probably like I think they updated the controls. I think they kind of hurt it a little bit. So I gotta like go back and like tweak the controls a little bit. It's kind of I don't know how to word it, but like yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot. But I have to like turn down the sensitivity on the crosshair and stuff. I don't know. I'm still up in the air on this one.
All right, I'll probably play through that one pretty soon, and yeah, I'll report if I enjoy it any better.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go through the games that I beat in December. The big one that I played, Legend of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. So this is a Dynasty Warriors game, but it has a Zelda theme. So Hyrule Warriors came out on the Wii U. It was ported to the 3DS and the Switch. So this is just another Hyrule Warriors game. But really having the background of Breath of the Wild is like a huge bonus. Like I liked Hyrule Warriors, but I didn't know that I'd necessarily get a sequel. But like the Breath of the Wild theme really drew me in, that I really wanted to play it. It borrows a ton of stuff from Breath of the Wild. So you're going and you're fighting the normal like fodder enemies that you just like hack and slash through. But then there's like the big Cyclops guys, the Hinox or whatever. You fight them. And then there's like the Stone Talus, like those big rock guys. So if you remember Breath of the Wild, like a lot of these things will just like seem very familiar. I don't think this one has as much content as the other Hyrule Warriors game, which was okay to me. The other Hyrule Warriors game had so much going on to where I didn't want to do any of the side stuff because it seemed like it would be daunting to do. This one I thought had a lot of side stuff, but it wasn't too much to where I didn't feel like I wanted to try and like do any of it. Like the other Hyrule Warriors game, I mean, you have like a ton of characters. I think at the end of the game I had like 20 different characters that I could play as. Each one has like a unique side ability that they can do. So Link has like a bow and arrow that he can shoot. Impa can multiply, like you can do certain moves so she gets like shadow characters fighting against her or like with her. Mipha, you know, that like Zora chick can heal people with water currents. So it gives you a lot of variety because like the core gameplay is really just like hack and slash. And then those abilities that you got in Breath of the Wild too, like bombs, magnesis, where you can like control like metal items, that ability that lets you like create an ice block or like stop time. So all the characters have those abilities as well. And then
the X-Men in that game?
The X-Men is not in this game. No,
Okay.
that is not an unlockable character. But so that was really cool too, that all the characters get those abilities that you had in Breath of the Wild, but they like have their own unique thing. Like Link, when he throws a bomb, he just whips out some bombs. But when Zelda throws bombs, it's like this like bomb carousel thing that goes out and just starts spitting out bombs everywhere. So it's pretty cool. And then like the other things with Breath of the Wild, like you're also gliding with the wind sail a lot. You're going around, you're finding Korok seeds to like get more weapon inventory. You're finding like different like materials that you can use to like trade in for other items or to like cook with and things like that. So there's a good amount going on. And then the combat, even though it's like a lot of hack and slash, it has a combo system to where you do weak attacks and then you end the weak attack by finishing with a strong attack. So like if you push X 3 times and then push Y to finish with a strong attack, that will be a different finishing move than if you pushed X 5 times and then finished with your strong attack. So like, and some of those combos you can only get by doing side missions. So like Impa, when you first start off, she just is like slashing with a katana. There's not anything really fancy to it. But then when you unlock one of her bonus abilities, she finishes by jumping on like the back of a giant frog. And then if you've got her shadow characters with her, then she's got like 10 frogs that are jumping around. I mean, it's really cool.
Do the weapons break?
The weapons do not break.
Yeah.
Good. So if you get a really good weapon, you do a lot of weapon fusing. So you'll fill your inventory up with weapons pretty quickly, but you can fuse those together. Like let's say if you have like a level 1 weapon that has attack power of 20, but then another level 1 weapon that's attack power of like 10, you can fuse them together and then create a level 2 weapon that has like attack power of like 25 or something like that. So you do a lot of that weapon fusing.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of different mission types you can do. Like there's the main story quests, which the main story would take about 20 hours. And then I did an additional 20 hours of side quests. So I put like 40 hours into it.
Wow.
Some of the other side quests are, they get kind of repetitive where it's just like kill, 1,000 enemies or kill the main bosses. So they weren't great, but because you need to farm materials and you want to unlock like different combos and things like that, like it's worth doing all those side quests.
Were there any so I heard some people say they had some frame rate issues with like so many people on the screen. Did you notice anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I guess I have a pretty low threshold for like getting off-put by things like that. I mean, admittedly, the Switch is not as strong as the other consoles. So like when there's some like things that maybe aren't as great, like in terms of frame rate, that doesn't really bother me that much. Probably the biggest issue was the camera, where some of the coolest levels are where you're inside of a building. Like, because most of the levels you're like out in a sprawling battlefield. But some of the levels, like you're in Hyrule Castle. So that was awesome. Like I loved Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild. So going back in there and like fighting enemies in there was really cool. But if you're fighting an enemy in a hallway, I mean, you can't see a damn thing.
Reminiscent of Mario 64, huh?
It's really where the camera was pretty bad in certain points. But I mean, I didn't find it like unplayable. But yeah, the camera was a bigger issue for me than the frame rate. And the music was great. I think you man, Melvin, I think you'd enjoy it. I mean, the music's would draw you in, I think. I don't remember Breath of the Wild didn't even have music for a lot of the games, so I don't even remember if these songs are original or if they came from Breath of the Wild, but I mean, overall, I thought it was a great game. I mean, I don't know that I'd recommend it if you're not looking for a hack and slash game for $60. You know, you may or may not enjoy it, but if it gets a price drop down to $30, I mean, I'd recommend everybody pick it up. I mean, I
could probably do it at 30 Black Friday type of deal.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Shelf game.
And then I also played Astro's Playroom, so we talked about that. I platinumed it, you know, no big deal.
No big deal. That's right.
And then just in the last couple of days, the last game I played in December was A Short Hike. And I think, Melvin, you had recommended this one, I think, because you had played it, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed this game a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It has like some of that exploration of Zelda, you know, where you're like climbing up to places and you're like flying and floating to like find new areas and new items and things like that. Yeah, it was just really fun and relaxing to play. Like you can just kind of wander around and you have different like objectives that you want to be doing. But the game really works better when you just kind of roam around and let things come to you. Like if you're trying to find a specific thing, it's not that much fun, or you're trying to find a specific person, but just kind of roaming around, taking everything in.
What type of game is it?
So it's really just like an exploration game. I mean, there's no combat. You really just, you get dropped off on this big island that it's like a big mountain, and then it's like a nature area. And then you just kind of walk around and, you know, there's a guy that says, oh, give me 15 seashells. And then you just kind of walk around and pick up seashells to find for him. And then, you know, if you give them to him, you get something else. And then there's other people walking around that may say like, hey, I want to race you to this specific point on the map. And really the main objective is you want to get to the top of the mountain. And you do so by getting these golden feathers. And when you get a golden feather, it essentially lets you do a double jump. So the more feathers you get, the more jumps you can get. And I mean, I'd recommend it to everybody. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was really fun. It was short. I mean, the game's called A Short Hike, and I beat it in like, it was just a little bit over an hour, I'd say. So that was a little disappointing. I mean, I wish that this was like level 1 out of like, you know, 5 more levels just like it. Because I wanted to keep going back and playing it. And the pacing was a bit weird in that in the beginning you were getting the golden feathers kind of slowly, but then I met up with this guy and he's like, hey, you can buy a golden feather from me. So then I was like, all right. And then I bought 4 of them in a row, and then that let me beat the game like right then and there. So it was kind of weird in that you just meet this guy and then it's like half the game is over at that point. But I went back, I did almost everything you could. I put another couple hours into it today. Yeah, I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, I'll add on to what Brian said. I think this is probably one of the most relaxing games I've played in 2020. I think I played it like at the start of you know, the whole COVID pandemic, and it just kind of put me in a good place, man. You know, with everything being unknown and stressful about this year, I feel like this game just kind of helped lift my mood and lift my spirits, man. And another game with amazing music. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, and it's good. It's like a good palate cleanser game. So if you're playing a game that like is stressful, like playing this afterwards is good. And it's not a game like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley where it can seem a bit daunting because you're expected to put in like 100 hours into it or something. Like this game's really just meant for a couple hours and then that's it. Your time's done with it, really.
I don't care how shitty a game is. If it has good music, I'm all about it, man.
Yeah, music was good. Music was good.
Put good music in your games, developers.
So what were we saying about the music in Breath of the Wild?
Well, I mean, when you have a game that lasts 200 hours, you can't have a soundtrack.
There's no good music in that game. Is that what I heard?
It had good music. It just didn't play. It was more like ambient noise for 3/4 of the game.
The music was the best part of the game.
Emil, you want to run down what you played in December?
Yeah, sure. So what I played was Celeste, Limbo, Inside, and Golf Story.
So basically shit.
All indie, baby. All indie all day.
Mr. Indy.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Celeste a lot. I like that. Music was good. Melvin, shout out to you for that, for recommending that one. Inside was awesome. Limbo was awesome. I did not play Hades this month, but I needed like a different type of game, so I ended up going with like Golf Story, something more
Emil's not man enough for Hades.
Oh, shit.
It's stressful, man.
Did you like Golf Story?
Yeah, I like it. I'm still playing it right now. I'm in the third course, and I think there's 8 courses. But it's pretty cool. Like the story's pretty cool. It's about like an amateur golfer that wants to become pro, and everybody's kind of denying him, and he has to prove himself. So it's pretty cool. Kind of
Do you
reminds me
do a
of
lot of
myself,
golfing
you know?
in the game, or is
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
more- oh.
Everything. Like I'd say 90% of what you do is golf stuff. Otherwise, you run around and do like little side quests to help people out. But typically, the side quests involve like some type of golf.
Like finding new clubs and stuff like that. And
Well, no, it's more like get rid of these birds are acting chaotic. Hit these colored golf balls or their eggs, which don't break.
Destroy their eggs.
Hit it back to
These
them,
birds.
And then, you know,
It's a vicious game.
It's pretty cool. It's cool. I like
Fuck
it.
them birds.
Yeah. Castlevania birds, baby. Shout out.
Oh, the trip to mind.
But yeah, no, that's what I played. So it's fun. It's been fun.
did you play Limbo before you played Inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that was cool. I liked Limbo a lot. Inside was cool too. Although I didn't really understand Inside that well.
Yeah.
The ending kind of just left you, kind of
It's not
hanging.
quite
out.
an ending. Yeah.
Yeah,
the ending's a mindfuck.
So it's definitely weird, but it was cool though. The puzzles were cool in it, and it was like very relaxing, and it was pretty cool how they did everything. How you just kind of side scroll through the whole game. So yeah, I had fun.
You thought it was relaxing? I did not find Inside to be a relaxing game.
I mean, the pace of it, I think, was like relaxing. There's some parts obviously were like kind of like, what the hell do you do? The timing was kind of crazy at certain parts, but overall, I think the pace of the game was kind of just chill, you know. So,
Did you play it at night in the dark?
It's a relatively easy game, right? Like it wasn't
Yeah.
difficult. Like
Yeah.
The tone is very dark though.
the
Yeah,
tone
the
is
tone-
dark, and you're kind of on edge a little bit, like
yeah,
with
yeah.
the atmosphere and stuff. But yeah, it was actually pretty easy, but it was fun.
I guess when I say like chill, it's like there's no bosses coming at you, anything crazy like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
No, that makes sense.
But yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I really like those games.
Which one do you like better, Limbo or Inside?
I'd probably say Limbo. Limbo is it's pretty cool because there's like cool little mini boss fights, things like that. You're getting chased by that spider, which was awesome.
Dark side
And-
agrees.
Yeah, and also just like it was. I feel like there was more of a variety in Limbo versus Inside. You know. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Muff, what'd you play for December?
Well, I got my time in duty. Call of Duty, Cold War, Black Ops, whatever fucking order it's in. But it's a good game. I like my online multiplayer gaming. Just jump in, 5-10 minute games, and something about Cold War. I'm getting really good in this. I don't know why, but I do really good. And most of the time, I don't do the best. I just fuck around, throw grenades, see what fun ways I can kill people. Still do that shit, trap them. But I'm like doing really good, and I don't know why. I won like 6 in a row today. 6 different guns, just fucking around. So Christmas news, baby, helping me out, making me feel good about myself.
What's your
like
favorite
Team
gun,
Deathmatch,
Muff?
or-
The big one.
Must have modern day deco, you know.
What does that even mean?
DJ Deco, you know.
I finished my
yeah.
jobs. Shit. And did Way Out, Dark Side, and definitely listen to the Way Out deep dive because that was a fun game. If y'all don't know anything about it, give it a shot. Give
Muff,
us a listen.
let's save that for the deep dive, Muff.
Huh?
Oh shit.
Got him.
Bada boom.
Fuck you, Brian. And I probably played some other shit I don't remember. Clash Royale, still play that shit.
Drunk ass
Bitches.
muff.
Three motherfucking towers. Stop playing for one. It annoys the shit out of me. Full credit. Participation trophy.
Muff's sitting there hunting, like all these 9-point bucks are running by him, and he's fucking playing on his
Taking
cell phone.
3 towers.
Doing
Yeah, taking
Crash
3
Royale.
towers.
Hey, priorities. So
Man of
I-
honor, right?
I got a head start because next month's gonna be RPG month, so I had to get a head start on that because them things can take a while. And I've been playing Trials of Mana. Black Friday, $10, worth it. Definitely a good game. It's no
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, but it is definitely still good. And then
You playing that on
yesterday,
PS4 or Switch? Sorry, Muff.
Huh?
What are you playing Trials of Mana on? PS4 or Switch?
why the fuck would I play Switch?
All right, never mind.
Poor Brian.
Then yesterday, Xbox,
Yesterday.
SMD, whatever the fuck you said, hour ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trying to talk. Xbox had a sale on the collector's edition of Lego Marvel, and there's 3 games, all the expansion packs and all that for all the characters. And so I started playing Avengers, Lego Avengers, and that is one. I like the Lego games because even if you die, you just respawn, and it's more about being able to play through the story and that. But this is straight out of the movie. Literally, the vocals and everything are from the movies, and I'm a huge Marvel movie fan. And so playing this is a lot of fun because I remember all the scenes, what they're saying, what's taking place, and then to put this into a game and to be able to play it out is really cool. It's Lego, so you can't fuck it up. And they add their own comedy in the shit too. So that's like Hulk. When Banner turns into Hulk, how it happens is he fell, racked his fucking dick on a pipe, and all of a sudden he turned green and starts raging out. And I thought that shit was hilarious how they put that twist.
They showed dicks in the Lego games?
Damn right.
I'm gonna check that out now. Damn.
They're all rectangular dicks.
They go dick brick.
What movies does that cover then?
Dick bricks?
No, not Dick Bricks. The Marvel game.
It's Dick
What
Bricks for the
movies does it cover?
PS3.
Yeah.
What Brian asked? I don't know. He just disappeared. I can't hear him. Fix your mic.
movies does the games cover?
Yeah, what movies does you said it borrows stuff from the movies or stuff? What movies
Avengers.
does it cover?
Lego Marvel Avengers.
So like all the Avengers movies or like
The Avengers movies. So like, and there's like different phases where it goes in and out to different parts. But I think it started off Age of Ultron, where you got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in them. That part, and you're raiding the fort. But then you've got other parts where they're on the helicraft carrier thing, and you get to play all the characters. You get to unlock other characters by finding their little shiny things throughout. But it's the Avenger movies. Like, yeah, parts of it's from Ultron so far, parts of it's from the first Avengers. So, but I'm not that far into it. I'm only like maybe hour and a half, 2 hours into it. But so far, so good. I really like it. If you're a fan of the Marvel movies, give this game a shot. It's fun.
Is it a newer game, Muff? Is it just released or is it?
I don't know. Normally $60. It was $11, and I was sold. I was like, yeah, I can do that. 3 games for $11, sure.
Nice.
You playing that on Switch, or what are you playing that on?
Let him have it, Muff.
I've been drinking for like 24 hours. I had some tapeworm soups today for lunch. I'm sitting there trying not to shit my pants while we're doing a fucking end of 2020 podcast.
Drunk, salty Muff.
Damn, all right.
Drunk dumpy Muff.
All right, Muff. What else you got for December?
That's it. I'm good.
All right, so when we return, we will be going through just kind of a look back in the games we played for 2020, some of the highlights, some of the lowlights. So please stay tuned. All right, so we're going to run down a look back on the games that we played in 2020, some of the the things we liked about some of the games, some of the things we didn't like so much. So to start things off, we're going to go through the best game that you didn't play. So maybe a game that you had heard it was good and you just didn't get around to playing it. Darkside, you want to let us know?
A game that I just didn't get around to playing. I heard it was good, but I just didn't play it. Was Ghost of Tsushima. I think I'm saying that right. Tsushima, whatever. Ghost of
Toshiba.
Toshiba.
I have a really dumb and lame reason why I didn't play that game, even though I wanted to. I wanted to get the collector's edition, and by the time that I actually decided I'm going to buy the collector's edition with the little mask and all that bullshit, it was sold out. And I was like, damn, I really wanted to play that game. But since I couldn't get the collector's edition, I was like, fuck that game, and I didn't buy it.
I just bought that game today.
And I played it for like a couple of hours and wasn't that impressive. I don't like games that feel like Grand Theft Auto. I don't like those Grand Theft Auto feeling type of games. I didn't realize this would feel
like
kind of feel like that
or something like that.
No, I mean Spider-Man doesn't feel like a Grand Theft Auto game. Like
Spider-Man is very Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah,
It's like literally just Grand Theft Auto, except you can swing around. Like
no, man. I feel like this game it's all about
Can you
the
kill
side
prostitutes
missions,
in it?
You are the prostitute in Grand Theft Auto.
But I will eventually buy it, but that's why I didn't buy it this year.
Buy Melvin's.
Yeah, maybe.
Darkside wants collector's edition.
For me, the game that I want to bring up for this category, the game I didn't play, is Final Fantasy VII. That I'm really interested in playing it. It's surprising me, I've never played a Final Fantasy game before. Crazy, right? I know some people Brian might revoke my gamer's card because I don't know who fucking Sephiroth is.
I mean, I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy, but yeah, Sephiroth. I mean,
that was pretty crazy, Melvin.
Who the fuck is a Sephiroth?
Like the most iconic villain.
All these decades.
Like one of the most iconic villains ever.
Oh man. But yeah, I'll definitely, hopefully, get around to playing that. I've heard a lot of great things about it.
You talking about the remake or
the remake? Yeah.
Okay, got it.
For me, I bought an Xbox Series X just to play this game, and I'm not going to get it for a bit. And that's Cyberpunk 2077. Like Mouse said earlier, it's supposed to work really on the Xbox Series X, but I am still very concerned that's incomplete, buggy, what have you, whatever. So that's a game I'll probably play next year once they get it right, but I am skipping for now.
True that.
Yeah, that's my game as well. Cyberpunk 2077. That's the game I wanted to play and I didn't.
Fix those
Because of the box
bugs.
moves.
Yeah, I bought it when it came out, and then I returned it. I kept it sealed the whole time, but I ended up returning it, and it was going to be on the Series X as well. But the next gen version is going to come out sometime in 2021. I'll see how it is.
I think we
around that
shitted
time.
on the game so much in our group chat. We got Moose to return it.
No, it was more I didn't want to experience it buggy and then have to like just deal with it. I already did that with Spider-Man. I couldn't do that with another game.
I want to play the best version of it.
And I didn't want to get it for PC. My PC is not top of the line anymore. And it's still buggy on PC.
All right, I think probably the remake of Resident Evil 3. I just didn't buy it for some reason. I don't know why. I gotta get back to that one. And that's it. Yep. I didn't buy it for I don't know why I didn't, but yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there, Bash, but the one that I picked, Hades, I mean, I've heard it's great. I'm sure I'd like it, but I know it's going to get a physical edition at some point, and I like getting the physical editions of games when I know they're going to be available. So I just, I haven't picked that one up yet. But maybe if we're going to do an episode on it, then, I'll, grit my teeth and I'll buy digital version and get physical later or something. I don't know.
It's like 100 megabytes, so like it ain't taking up much space.
Yeah, I mean, it's more double dipping on the cost when I know I'm going to want to get the physical one down the line. But
All right, for me, probably brainwashed by the big three, I'm guessing. I'm gonna say Last of Us and Last of Us 2. I do want to play those games. I was kind of hating on them during our chat group just to be like devil's advocate. But once I heard Pearl Jam did a song in the second one, I was sold. I mean, it could be like Pretty Princess or something, and I could, if Pearl Jam was in it, I'd play that too. So, so I do want to play that. I heard good things about it, so that's one of. I don't have a PS4, so I can't even play it right now. So I'll probably end up playing it on the PS5 when I get that.
So I can't say what the best game is that I didn't play because I didn't play it to say it's the best game. So fuck it. Next.
all right. The next category. So this is kind of similar. A game you were going to play in 2020. So you were actually actively going in planning to play it. So maybe it'd be the same game, but you just didn't get around to playing it for one way or another. But you do plan to play it very soon. Darkside, you want to go?
Yeah, so, a game that I was going to play in 2020 that I've already been putting off for a few years that I didn't play is Metal Gear Solid 4 from 2008. I've actively, for the last 3 years, been saying, I'm going to play this game this year. I'm going to take the time and do it. And yeah, I just didn't do it.
You got to play that, man.
I think it's the cutscenes, the whole the cutscenes are like a half an hour to an hour long bullshit that I keep hearing.
Wow.
That's the best part.
Yeah, but I don't know if I have an hour just to sit around and watch cutscenes.
You do. It doesn't feel like it. Like
I
when
know
you're
that
watching,
I
it doesn't
do.
feel like it doesn't feel like it.
I know that I do, but it's just getting myself to actually do it.
Darkside,
I'm sure
that
I'll
game's
love it.
awesome, man. That game's awesome.
For me, it's actually pretty similar to Darkside, but mine is Metal Gear Solid 5. So I want to beat this game because I've beat every single game in the series except for this one, but it's just so intimidating. People saying it's fucking 800 hours long. Every time I load it into my system.
Don't down in the fucking side quest. That's the only thing you gotta do.
That's where I failed. I started doing those side quests and I never got through it.
Bash, isn't that your favorite Metal Gear?
I think it is. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
you beat it?
Yeah, I actually beat it.
Did you get the platinum?
No, I
Doesn't sound like your favorite.
Did you get the platinum?
Wow.
Yeah, I keep telling myself I'll play it one day, but who knows?
For me, I feel like I neglect my Switch, much like some of the people in here. I just don't play as much as I should. I know it gets shat on a lot by some people in this group, but I think it's a pretty cool system. I like the Switch, and a game that I've always meant to play. I'm sure it's right up my alley. Is Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I've just never gotten to it.
Yeah.
But I
you
think,
fucked
I think next year it's gonna be the year that I'm gonna play that game.
For me, it's Final Fantasy 12 and 13. I tried both of those games. I haven't played them very much, but I beat every Final Fantasy game 1 through 10 and 15. I just haven't beat 12 and 13, and that would kind of complete the mainline Final Fantasy campaigns, I guess. Also, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I have that game, and I don't even think I played it once.
Great game.
Yeah, I just recently got that one.
Yeah, I played Final Fantasy VII Remake for probably about 6 or 7 hours, and then I just stopped playing. I don't know why I stopped playing. I got sidetracked. I got to get back into that.
I got that game today, Bash. I'm gonna start playing it. We'll play it together.
Play it together.
I've got it too,
each other
but
up on Skype. We'll just play it like together.
Yeah, shirtless.
On camera. That's the only way to do it.
I've got that too, but that will probably remain unplayed for 2021. But who knows? Maybe I'll get around to it.
Join the
game-
Skype, and we'll all be there, shirtless.
Yeah, I don't want to take my shirt off though. I'm self-conscious, so that's what the big deterrent is, I think.
At this point,
I will sit next to you with my shirt off, and you will not be self-conscious.
Well, Brian, you in the garage with your hard nipples would be pretty awesome.
like diamonds, right? Cutting through everything.
It's like cutting plywood and putting it up with his nipples.
It's like Homelander's eyes.
Like
So
you
the
see
game
some of
that
like the speedrunner channels, they got like the heart rate monitor hooked up to them. It'll be like Brian's like nipple hardness monitor.
The Nintendo Vitality sensor.
My vitality's way up right now. The game that I've wanted to play Tomba or however you pronounce it, for the PlayStation 1.
Have you not played that? I thought you played that.
Never beat that? Yeah.
I never beat it. I played like a few hours of it, and I never beat it. I mean, I've wanted to beat this game for like 20 years, and it's one of the only games that isn't backwards compatible on PS2, so it had that going against it. And then I got it.
I was really fucking into that game for like a year.
It was the demo. I played the demo over and over again, but I never
You
played
finally got it, and then you never actually beat it?
Yeah.
Is it hard?
No, it's not even. I think I played it for a few hours and I got stuck because it's like exploration based, but like, so if I went back to it, I'd definitely have to start from scratch. But just one of those games I've always meant to go back and play it, and I was gonna play it on my Vita, but when I went to load up the games, like something had fucked up to where it wouldn't load it. So now I've got to reconnect it to the PS3 and transfer the games. So it's like there's just always been some layer of barrier why I haven't played that game. But I really want to play that game. I've been wanting to play it for freaking 2 decades now.
My game that I need to go back to and play is Melvin's same as Melvin's. It's Metal Gear Solid 5. I got about 50% of the way, and then I just stopped. I don't know why, but I just stopped, and I haven't gone back to it. I think it's because it's just mission based, mission after mission after mission, and I just kind of got tired of doing the missions. But I do want to complete that one so I can complete the series as well. But I want to go back. I don't know if I am going to go back, but I really do want to go back. So.
We got to go back, Kate, you know?
Got to go back.
Tom.
Darkside loved it. He loved it.
I loved it.
Y'all some fuckers. We numbered these categories so that we don't fuck up, and y'all on number 4, and we trying to do number 2.
Up. I renumbered them.
What in the renumbered shit? We're on number 2.
It's Apple math, baby. Go, Muff.
We're on
The
number
game
2.
I was going to play, but I didn't, was Kingdom Hearts 3. This is going on like 2 years now because I keep finding better shit to do.
Have you played 2?
I ain't never played none of them.
Oh, nice, man.
The plot's incomprehensible to anybody, so it really doesn't matter where you start.
Play them in
So-
any
That's
order
what I
you
hear.
want, it won't make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Melvin, did you return that game or you kept it?
No, I kept it. Yeah, I'll play it.
man,
I'll play
big
it one day.
mistake.
Big mistake. All right. A game that you started but you didn't finish. You lie to yourself that you're going to go back to it, but you probably won't. Dark Side?
That's 4.
That's 4, man.
Yeah,
We're
you
on
skipped
4.
one, Brian. You're
Okay,
on
yeah,
3.
I fucked
We're
up.
on
I
three.
fucked up.
Skip
Justin.
3.
Yeah, I fucked up. All right. All right.
You guys are gonna murder Brian, man.
Not easy being the host, man. All right.
Host these nuts. Right, Emil?
Damn right, man.
Insufficient server space to host these nuts. The game that was suggested to you over and over again that you didn't play. Dark Side?
So the game that was suggested to me over and over again that I didn't play, and the reason that I didn't play it was because it was suggested to me over and over again by usually you fuckers. You could probably guess what it was.
There's
It
2 of
was-
them out
That's
there.
two. That's two.
Yeah.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Okay, that was
Yeah,
number
that-
1.
that-
The other
What
one was
was
Animal
the other
Crossing.
one?
Animal Crossing, yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
What?
you guys have consistently been suggesting Zelda since it came out in 2017, and I have it, but I just won't play it because everybody fucking loves it so much.
It's because you rip on the Switch, and that's like the killer app for the Switch.
Yeah,
You
if I
ain't
would've-
missing shit. Breath of Wild eating dickin'.
Muff ran around naked for
See, there
like
you
4
go, Muff
hours.
knows.
Yeah, my friend around naked for like 8 hours.
And then he started playing the game. That's what was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend for Muff.
Dropping bombs in real life and Breath of the Wild, man.
So that was my game. Maybe I'll play it in a couple of years. Who knows?
Don't
Probably
Yeah.
not.
What was the other game? You said 2, right?
No,
No,
you
I
guys
said
said 2.
Oh shit.
I said
Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing was the other one I was thinking of.
Okay.
For me, a game that fits that category is a couple of people have mentioned this game to me. 2 of them actually, Crypt of the Necro Dancer and that other game with rhythm. It's like a Zelda theme.
Cadence of Hyrule.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cadence of
yeah.
Hyrule.
Yeah, the same.
It sounds kind of cool, but like, who the fuck plays rhythm games in 2020, man?
Me.
Brian.
I love them. Love rhythm games, man.
Brian, Soccer Mom, and Teenage Emo Chicks.
It
So
is a
I'll-
pretty
I
fun
have-
game, but I never got very far in it. Yeah.
Y'all probably never play it, man. I don't want to play a rhythm game.
Eh.
I will shit on an entire genre of game that everybody in this group loves. And that in general is indie games. Whether it's Celeste or Hollow Knight, what else have you guys played that fits that genre that you guys love?
Fucking
Limbo
corporate
Inside?
elitist over here, you know.
Yeah,
Only-
this motherfucker.
Inside.
thought
Only
you
wants the
played Inside,
blockbuster
Spiral.
Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, Darkside or Spiral played Inside. What's
I
up
played
with
Inside. I've played a couple, but I just think in general, like I started Undertale. Like indie games just aren't for me. I don't know why. I'm such an elitist asshole, pretentious, reading Pitchfork and shit. But I just don't like indie games, and I don't know why it is. I like the like kind of the name games, even though these games are getting names now. Even Hades, that's an indie game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever play that, and I don't know why I have such, I don't know, not animosity, but just no interest in playing indie games, even though they're all the rage. My nieces play the games, everybody talks about them. I just can't get into them.
All right, for me, I don't think I actually have a game that anybody suggested for me.
What about Resident Evil?
Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
Evil,
what
man.
about Last of Us 2?
Last of Us 2,
Last
you
of
guys
Us,
just
man.
started suggesting that. That doesn't really count, does it?
Well, you
I
didn't have a
suggest,
Sony system before.
Zombie
you
I
know,
suggest
hate
Destiny
zombie
2
games.
to
Games
Melvin.
like
You didn't
these.
suggest that.
Games like these.
Yeah, games like these, that whole category, man.
Hey, man, I played Resident Evil 4. That was like years ago, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever suggests anything.
Nobody suggested me, man.
Yeah, The Last of Us. You guys have overhyped it so much; it can never live up to the hype you
It
set up for
can,
it.
but
Oh, yeah, it can.
That's
Oh,
right,
yeah.
It can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bashed the camp on that.
You
Yeah,
haven't
I
played
don't know, man.
1 or 2, Bash?
Yeah, I haven't played either of them. I was interested, but you guys have been playing them like so hard to be the
Oh, yeah.
best games ever made, and I don't know, man.
All right, my game, it's got to be Spider-Man. I mean, Melvin's been pumping this game on me for years. I bought it on PS4 last Black Friday, and now I've got the remastered on PS5. I'll get to it eventually, but I just don't care about superhero stuff, like, at all. And that's a big detractor for me to play this. But I've heard it's good. I'm sure I'd like it. I'll get to it
It's
eventually.
good.
Were you not into superheroes as a kid? Just
It's
Mario?
Yeah, Mario is my superhero. That he fills all the space that I need. I mean, I
You're
didn't
out.
really watch like Batman animated series, X-Men animated series. I didn't really watch that stuff as a kid. I mean, I liked like the old Batman movies, like with Michael Keaton, but yeah, I've never
You
been
watched-
a huge superhero guy.
You watched The Boys on Amazon?
No, I haven't seen that.
That's good.
I liked
Yeah, that's
Watchmen,
pretty
the
good.
movie. I like that.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's got to be probably like you guys are gonna rip on me probably pretty good, but it's either gonna be like Castlevania, Metroid Prime. I can't get into those for some reason. I don't know why.
Metroidvania genre?
Yeah. I played Hollow Knight, which is like the indie version, like side whatever you want to call it. But like I just can't get into those. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't really like Metroidvania that much either. I know Brian recommended a game to me, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I like played it for like 3 minutes and said, "Fuck this game." No, I mean, and it's probably a great game, but it's just like you really have to be in the mood for Metroidvania.
Yeah.
The only one that I've like been able to play and actually enjoy was Hollow Knight, but besides that, I really don't like that genre.
Same, Melvin.
And it's like the most addicting genre there is, where you get a new ability and you're just like, I cannot wait to open that door that I've been staring at for the last 20 hours of this game.
That's the thing. You got to play them for more than 3 minutes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
This is
Hey,
this
you
is
beat
a
fucking Shantae. What the fuck are you talking about?
Shantae is good, man.
Yeah. Well,
Shantae.
I guess.
So this is a very muff category. Somebody tell you, oh, you gotta do this, and I'm like, fuck you, I ain't gotta do shit. I ain't gonna watch no Shawshank, ain't gonna been had no Fight Club. Ain't fuck all that. But I'm with Moose on this one. Ain't none of y'all say, hey Muff, you gotta play this game.
Yep.
Y'all say that shit to each other, but I think, and it is no fault to y'all, because y'all know you're gonna say, Muff, you gotta do this. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, I ain't playing shit.
Muff, you gotta play Big Buck Hunter 4 on the Nintendo Switch.
You need to stop eating so much dick once in a while.
Oh shit.
Hey, it's alright.
Just once in a
Moving on.
while.
Number 4. Game you started, but you didn't finish. You lie to yourself, you go back to it, but you probably won't. Dark Side?
So the game that I started playing this year that I didn't finish, and to this day I'm still lying to myself, telling that I'm gonna go back and play it. Still downloaded on my PlayStation 4. Probably will be for another 6 or 7 months, but I won't play it. Is The Evil Within. I just couldn't get into it. It just it was too fucking vague, too confusing. None of the gameplay mechanics really felt interesting. You know, it just didn't hit me in any meaningful way, and I just stopped playing it.
I love
It's
that
in my
game.
backlog. Oh, you liked it, Wallace?
Yeah, I really like that game. I didn't finish it because like I play shit and stop playing it. That's just me. Like that game was like really fun. And I don't think I can convince you to keep playing it, but yeah.
There wasn't anything wrong with it. I mean, it controlled fine. It just it just didn't grab my attention.
For me, the game that I started this year, and I keep lying to myself saying I'm gonna finish it, is BioShock. It's something. I mean, I was excited about that game going into it, but it's just like it kind of left me empty inside, man. Like, I don't know if it's just like the game is so old or what. Like, you know, when did it come out? Probably like a 2013 game or something, or
Older than that. Probably
older. Yeah.
I think it's like 12 years old. Or
Oh,
something.
okay. Yeah, it's a tough play in 2020, man. I bought the collector bundle with all 3 games. It's just can't stick with it, man. It's tough.
What system?
Yeah, turn off the Vita chambers. That's kind of like the only advice I can give.
Have it on Switch.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
Melvin, I'll lend you the BioShock book, and then maybe that'll get you into the video games.
Fuck no. Read a book about a game that I'm not enjoying. No.
Empty inside. Empty inside.
So I got the Xbox Series X and I got Game Pass, and I was downloading a bunch of shit just to play all these optimized Series X games. I downloaded this game, it got really good reviews, really good music, great graphics. It was fun, and then I fucking hated it, and I'll never play it again, probably. And that game is Tetris Effect.
Oh shit.
I have realized that I fucking hate Tetris. I think it's Russian malware, first of all. Secondly, I feel like the Game Boy version was okay, but it was like 20 years ago, and I didn't know what the fuck I liked it back then. And I played it again for 5 minutes, and fuck, it just pissed me off. Like
Probably better on the TI-83.
Yeah.
That was fun as hell playing on the calculator.
Oh man, Spiral.
I don't ever play puzzle games. That's not my genre, and I just downloaded it because I had access to it. Heard it had great reviews. I played it for 5 minutes. I was like, this is cool. And then the stuff starts stacking up, and I was losing. I'm like, fuck this game. I'll go back to something else.
I've never heard anyone so
first
passionate
song.
about Tetris.
That first song was like incredible, man.
Oh yeah, the song is great. The game fucking sucks.
I've been playing Tetris here and there. Tetris Effect, I like it.
Yeah, I just can't get into it.
So the game for me that I haven't finished, and I started it, and I kind of had my hopes up when I first started it. Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen. I played it probably 5 hours, and I want to play it, but it's one of those games where it's just I don't know if I'm gonna play it. It's a big game, and there's just so many games to play.
Yeah, I heard that's good. I have never played it myself.
I want to beat it, but it's it's
sealed.
a big game. It's daunting.
Did you watch any of the Netflix series? I guess there's a Netflix series now.
So I got the game before the series was even announced, I think, and I don't want to watch the series if I haven't played the game because I'm sure it's going to spoil the game, but I don't know how much the story is really important in the game. Probably not that much. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe someday.
I think my game's Doom Eternal. Like
Yeah,
I
that's another
really
game.
liked it. Yeah, I liked it when I was playing it, but there's like I really fucking loved like Doom 4, Doom 2017 or whatever
2016.
we call it. Yeah, 2016. And it just like introduces there's like 5 different kinds of grenades you got to keep track of, and you got a flamethrower, and like they added too much shit. I gotta get back into it. I really loved the last one.
They turned him into like a utility knife or something, right? Like a Swiss Army knife or whatever.
Yeah.
And
There's just
there's too many options.
Yeah, I think I would love it, but like I gotta go back to it someday. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm in the same boat on that.
Yeah, that's mine.
For me, so it's a game that I beat, but I really would like to go back and get the platinum or do everything you can do, and that's The Witness. And there's just so much more you can do after you beat the game, but there's so many other games out there to play, and I like Kevin, fresh stuff to talk about on the podcast. And with that game, so much of it hinges on your knowledge of the puzzles that even if I went back to it now, let alone 6 months from now, I'm gonna forget how to do all these solutions and stuff. So that I mean, I'd love to go back and dig more into that game, but I'm just guessing that I'm never gonna get back to it.
My mom just started playing that the other night. She probably about 15, 20 minutes into it. Puzzle part she picked up on right away, but the whole navigation is so sensitive that she just kept running past the puzzle and the walls and shit. So I hope she sticks it out, but the puzzle part, she was nailing it right away.
What is she playing on, Muff?
Xbox One.
Xbox One. Cool. Yeah, keep me updated on how she likes it. I'll be very curious.
67 years old playing Xbox One.
That's pretty dope, man.
Nice. Have her on here for a special guest, Muff.
Shout out Mama Muff.
No. If Mom's heard me, she'd be like,
Wash your mouth out with soap.
Just take your belt off.
For me, Melvin's gonna flip his lid here. It's gonna be Hades, man.
Oh,
I just
Oh,
it's
my
so
God.
it's so demoralizing, man. Starting from the beginning every time. I don't know what replay I'm on right now, and I understand the concept and everything, but it's just like a mentality thing where I'm like, no, I'm not starting over again. Like I don't care how strong I get or how many runs I gotta do. It seems endless. So to me, I'm like defeated before I even start. So I don't think I'm going back to it.
You just got to put in 80 hours like you did with Cuphead, and then you'll
Hey, at least Cuphead, you knew like, hey, I got to beat a boss, and then I'm done with that boss. Like I couldn't imagine doing those bosses again in Cuphead. If I died, you know, crazy.
There's a lot of games that I would start, don't finish, and I know I'm not going back because there's just a lot of shit out there. But for the fun of the list, I put Portal Knights up on here. It was free. I put in a couple hours and was giving it a shot. Then Spiral jumped on. We were like 20 minutes, quit, and definitely never going back. And like 1B, I guess, would be Destiny 2. That just the thought of playing it is like, yeah, we had some good times, but it's just, I don't know. So it would be definitely more one of those where it'd have to be on with everybody, not them just saying, oh yeah, let's get on, and I get it on, and I'm holding my dick by myself with nobody else there, like always.
Sounds like we're in a raid again, you know?
That's what happens to a lot of these fucking games. It's just like, all right, yeah, let's get it a shot, and then I'm sitting in the fucking lobby by myself for fucking hours.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Mondays, man.
Way
Still
too
going
many
strong.
pictures of me just standing there all by my fucking self, like these motherfuckers.
この時を待ちわびたぞ。さあ、南東に絶望を送ってやろう。